And yeah, obviously they're going to ban the Catherine, even though she got nerfed slightly. Teams still just don't want to try and face that double silence. And Kestrel first pick, that's quite smart because obviously it's a comfort pick, and Kestrel as weapon power especially is extremely strong this patch with the nerfs to healing.
Well, definitely, that is something that must agree with you. A lot of healers are not prioritized for 2.8 at least, and in fact, although there are changes made to potions and now replaced with the healing flask, you would think that healing becomes a priority in that early game, but I don't see quite a lot of Lyras or Graces being picked up. But for the side of Divas, we will be seeing the Black Feather going up against this Kestrel. I personally think Kestrel has got very good early game siege, especially if you are going for that weapon path and you're a great lane bully.
Yeah, I think the Black Feather is a smart pick, and I think that there has been quite a big change to potions because they've just been removed from the game. And a Sky ban, that was not expected at all. Sky, I suppose that could be Weapon Sky that they don't want to be played because CP Sky is reasonably good, but doesn't seem to be worthy of banning at all. Now, Question Jewel is interested in that ban as he really likes Sky, and I think Black Feather's a really smart pick because Black Feather's often second banned, especially if you want to pick someone like Celeste. We know Kestrel Celeste as a combo is extremely strong, and I think they don't want to pick Celeste themselves, Divine Aurora, so they pick the Black Feather straight away to try and counter it. A good ban here, they could try and get rid of the captains. Catherine's off the fold, but I think it's smart for Ace here to not ban Catherine or Lance. Sorry, not ban Grace or Lance, and then they're guaranteed to get one. And so now it's which hero do they not want to play against? And it's really quite hard because there aren't that many. Maybe a CP Idris could be banned away because you don't want to go double CP with a CP Kestrel, but they're going to get rid of Celeste themselves with Black Feather, means they don't want to play it, so it's smart to ban it away.
Yep, I mean, Celeste, or rather the mages at this point in time, generally will be placed in that of lane. Really good poke in that early game, and when it comes late game, you have very good siege as well. So banning out Celeste and maybe picking up a Scar for yourself, probably pairing it up with a Grace for the heal, if not then Lance for those CCs, will definitely be beneficial to your team. We see a Lyra being picked up for the side of Divas. At this point in time, Lyra is still, very good because of the early game sustain that she provides, but in that late game, especially if there are no divers coming out from Impunity, then Lyra will almost be just stagnated, useless in terms of team fights. Granted, your Bright Bulwark will provide a lot of utilities coming into the late game, but all in all, I personally think at this point in time, I really favor the team coming, or the draft coming out from the side of Impunity. I'm not surprised at this point in time if they will go up for that Scarf, and they do pick up that Scarf.
Yeah, it's a good draft from Impunity. They've let through double heal. They could go Adagio or Grace now, and then that would be a very interesting composition to try and play against, even though the healers aren't quite as good. I still agree with you. I think Lance is really strong, despite Lyra's Bulwark kind of countering him, the Impale, and the double Githian wall to stop Black Feather from diving in will just be so much CC that you force Black Feather to use those ult charges very defensively just to dodge what Lance is bringing out. A Samuel pick, that's not a fantastic counter because he is quite good early game. Samuel can try and pressure into this jungle Scarf, but once it gets towards late game, you've got Black Feather diving in, and then you've got double poke from Kestrel and Scarf, whereas only single poke from Samuel. So I think it's going to be likely Kestrel. The Dragon Blood contract from Coeur d'Ivoire, and that is just ridiculous. Hyas is just walking into the bush like, okay, la la la, I wonder if they're going to be here, and gets just deleted straight away.
There you go, that answers the question right there. Impunity, very, very aggressive in this early game. Definitely paid off for them, picking up an early 300 gold for, Blue City. That would, kind of help him out in that early game, just get his items a little tad faster as compared to that of Samuel. So generally the Roma would do that, yeah? That is the standard rotation for the Roma. Just, trail off into that of the center part of the jungle to try to put that scout trap, try to lay down the vision in that early game, but it didn't quite pay out for Hyas right there. So awesome play coming up from Impunity, I must say. They did go with that very aggressive rotation, like we saw in 2.7 itself. And at this point in time, with that jungle, and then of course, jungle providing so much more experience, and on top of that, a lot more gold as well. Do you reckon that the Roma should continue staying in that lane to try to baby seed like we are seeing coming out from the side of Diva?
Yeah, I think putting the captains in lane, it's much safer because now Neoncy isn't going to be in trouble. Lyra's got the Iron Guard contract, obviously got the heal at level 2. No Bulwark, gone for the level 2 heal instead, and so that means it's a lot safer. But with Quad d'Ivoire getting ambient gold from the jungle, he's certainly going to get a fountain quicker. That's nice Impel going on to highest. There's the Dragon Blood contract, easy second blood for Impunity. It's like they do this every day with this exact comp, and Quad d'Ivoire waiting in the bush, 2 seconds for the Impale. Leonti's out of position. There's getting them all out of the goop, not the smash, but the Impale! The prediction from Quad d'Ivoire, Dragon Blood contract, and it's a Scarf, picks up the kill. Impunity playing fantastically for this first game.
I must say, they are putting a lot of pressure and just showing why they are the reigning champion for the previous season. Coming to this season, the first game, the debut, I must say, debut for this season at least, they are playing exceptionally well. And honestly, thinking about it and coming into the first game itself, the amount of pressure, it's very like that of Impunity. They must be already very, very impatient, with the long wait itself, and thus trying to end this game in a rather spectacular manner, in which we all love to see anyways, just quite a quick FYI for the viewers out there. We all enjoy this aggressive play coming up from Impunity. It just shows so much character in terms of who they are as players, and they are very, very confident players, I must say, and this is something that I've talked about a lot in the previous season as to how confident they are, and it's definitely paying off, when they won the Summer Championships coming into the autumn itself. They are again.
It's 3v3 in lane. Samuel's going to get Githian walled into the wall. Easy kill for Luxury. We said that Impunity have the late game, but they're clearly trying pressure early game. Minion Candy from highest doesn't seem like it's doing too much. Maybe it will stop DefQ getting a couple of CS, but nope, he's going to get them both. Now Neoncy wants to clear this wave. That Goop is not on Turret Scarf. You could have done better there. And that tower is just going to be nice and healthy, and it looks like it could be a sentry rotation. 4 minutes in. I think Impunity want to try and go for the quickest sentry elimination ever. That's a new challenge that was put on, but no, they're going to go for the jungle instead and just back off towards their own jungle. And this is what Divine Aurora needs to do. Impunity make that rotation straight for the turret. Defky's going to get the healing tree and try and go back up to a reasonable amount of health. The minions have gone, and Luke's going to do a nice Spitfire onto Spitfire, and the Dragon Blood contract was not applied, but it was popped, and now I think Impunity probably going to back off. Vulnerable will just clear the way.
Yep, so much damage coming out from Blue City on that little yellow dragon, I must say. And honestly, the team comp, like we talked about before the game even started, is that the team comp coming out from Impunity allows them this aggression, allows them to put out so much damage because of the amount of crowd control that comes out from Lance being picked up for themselves. On top of that as well, a lot of early game pressure, but in quarter 4 though,
he's going to get the Dragon Ball contract onto Spitfire. Neoncy taking a lot of damage. Lovely to keep Neoncy inside that goop. Blue City's already level 6. No need for the just yet. And this will be a tier 1 turret for Impunity. They really are looking like a menacing team to play up against this season.
Definitely, I mean, the amount of damage and amount of CC Spitfire. Oh,
he's going to get a lovely sleep. Defky and Blue City did manage to fall asleep, so if Spitfire had stayed alive through that, he would have maybe got a kill, but it's not going to quite work out because another lovely Impale. Githian Wall is the Dragon's Breath. Neoncy will not be an ace even if he falls, and he will go down not quite to the Dragon's Breath, just barely able to stay alive. And Spitfire has no respawn, so Impunity with a collective about 4k gold, going to just go back and shop because that is pretty much their entire gold lead, so there's no reason to give that up by having not shopped. Spitfire just gets deleted. They need reflex blocks. Neoncy and Spitfire haven't got one yet, and they've been CC'd to death by Lance, and so they just need to pick up a reflex block as soon as possible, really.
And I must say, quarter 4 on this Lance are playing it a little differently than all the Lancers that I've seen, in a manner in which he holds his Githian wall back, finds a very good opportunity, and then lands them, although they are on cooldown. Generally, what we see on Lancers is that they try to chain as much as possible and impale into Gittian wall, echo that into another Gittian wall. But as for Quarter Wall, he plays it differently. He holds it to its due time when there's an obstacle there so that he can land the stun. But Spitfire now will be walking into Quarter Wall missing that impale.
Yeah, and the Githian wall does not connect. This could be a good time for Aurora. There's the Malice onto Bluxity, and there's another one onto Bluxity, taking a bit of damage, but he's taking a lot in return. And Impunity going to be happy. They got their tier 2 turret now. That was exactly what I was talking about. With a Kestrel and a Scarf, turrets just melt. And Divine Aurora want to get something. They don't want to go for the turrets. They're going to try and sneak a gold mine while all 3 members of Impunity are up. This is risky. Lance just knows they're on the gold mine because it was moving a little bit. And now Divine Aurora had a slight window of opportunity, but they've wasted it. There's nothing they're going to get, and they're now still 4k behind. 7 kills to 0. Divine Aurora needs to make a play pretty soon, or I think the snowball's just going to continue rolling in favour of Impunity. Deathcue, already with Swordblade and Tyrants, can go instantly invisible. And that's smart. Sharing backs, interesting glimmer shot from Deathcue, but we'll ignore it.
Yep. Honestly, thinking about it, Divine Aurora, they had a small window of opportunity to take that gold mine. But honestly, thinking about it, they do not have the objective push coming out like that of Impunity. If Impunity use that window and actually goes for that impact.
It does land on Spitfire here. It's going to be the Dragon's Breath coming down. Sentry, lovely Oblivion from Samuel just pushing Bluxity away, but the Sentry doesn't know what to do, and I think he's going to die. Yep, 1 shot, 1 kill onto Highest. He does go down. That was unfortunate for Divine Aurora, and now Impunity going to get this gold mine easily. No chance of any contest, and it's just looking really good. They got the first Sentry. A little bit slow on that first Sentry elimination, but I'm sure they'll be just as happy with their 8 kills. Now Deathcue is going to try and 1v2 because his lance isn't there, but no, he's going to stay in the bush. That's smart. Fortivar going to land an easy impale onto Neoncy. He's going to go for it. No, they're just going to back off and farm. That's interesting from Impunity. I was hoping for another fight. They just want to make sure that Deathcue gets as much damage as possible and makes it just maybe 3 shots onto Spitfire for the kill.
Yeah, but Quarter Wall, though, in a very compromised position just now, right there, when he goes into the shop with all 3 members of Divine Aurora on the other brush, but all is well and dandy for Quarter Wall right now. And at this point in time, looking so very strong, sitting at about 6,000 in lead of gold at least for the side of Impunity. They can really just push push everything they can, actually, not just the advantage of 1 shot 1 kill comes out.
Yeah, there's going to be the Impale. Does land. Good block from Spitfire on the Githian wall. So but now that block is on cooldown for another 40 seconds. Lyra still without a boost, whereas Quartervar has got 2 damage items, 2 completed items. Definitely taking a lot of poke from these Empowered Malice and Verdicts. But I think Impunity, now that the Drifting Dark is down, they have their time to go in. Doesn't look like they want to. There's no need for them to fight. If they start off in a bad position, they can just rotate down, pick up an infusion on Deathcue, and then take a Crystal Sentry charge away. There's no need for Impunity to fight because they're already ahead in gold. They can just wait, and Deathcue's deciding that he does want to shot for an infusion. There we go. He's actually going to go for a reflex block instead, so that's quite smart up against Spitfire, because there's been one Oblivion did land, and so he probably wants to block that away. Going to be Black Feather could be out of position. Spitfire's not going to be spotted out. It's just a little bit of hope from both sides. No one really wants to go in Luxuria.
Yep, and when you are saying that, Quarter 4 goes in with that Impale. Unfortunately, do miss that, but they will have a chance to go into the Mitrian. Once again, Quarter 4 goes in with that Impale, and of course it
does. There's the Impale on high side. There's the Glimmer. So much damage from Deathcue. 505 crit. Highest is going to pick up a metal jacket pretty soon, I'm sure. And now Deathcue is going to work towards probably maybe a bone sword. And there's the Water That's going to go in very aggressive onto Spitfire. Impale does miss. Good boots from Spitfire to dodge that. Githian wall was waited. He waited for the blow-up. So smart from Quarterbar. Here's the Dragon's Breath. Going to go down on Spitfire. Doesn't even care about the Oblivions. Going to get the kill. And this will probably be a tier 3 turret for Impunity. Beyonce's going to try and do what he can. He's got the Serpent's Master's breaking point, so he will actually be able to defend the turret for now. Deathcue not going to get the basic attack onto that turret. And now Bluxity wants to get it. Still not quite. And Impunity are going to be forced to back off. Samuel's respawned already. And Deathcue just wants a bit of farm, wants a Crystal Sentry, and then they're going to go to shop. Actually, they're not going to go for the Sentry. They're just going to back off. And that will be annoying that they did not secure the tier 3 turret.
Yep. They did not, but they brought it down to, a basic attack away. So honestly, it is still a win for them. The entirety of Divine Aurora at this point in time really do not have an answer for the aggression and the capitalism coming out from that of Impunity. And although Quattrevore may be able to take this gold miner away from Divine Aurora,
it's very risky from Divine Aurora to try and take this. They are so slow at taking objectives. Defq and Bluxy got their backs together and are now back in time to steal this. There's the Impel, and the Githian Wall wasn't blocked. Very nicely, Dragon's Breath coming out from Scarf. Spitfire doing a lot of damage, and he's going to use that Oblivion to force Scarf back. Scarf kills the gold mine with a basic attack, and now Neonsee's going to go in. One shot is going to be blocked. Neonsea taking a lot of damage. Can he get the stun? Defq not quite. Is standing in. 3 members are inside the active camo. Defq is too far away without a one-shot, one kill. Now Impunity are forced to back off. They are all 3 members very low. Defq's going to port home, and I think this will probably be a sentry. No, Divine Aurora not doing anything with their good team fight. They're just going to port home Luxuria because of the turret.
Yep, honestly, the side of Divine Aurora, as long as they can sustain the burst coming out from Impunity, they can definitely come out on top of a lot of team fights. Firstly, they have got that Samuel, which is a king of sustain with that heroic perk of his, and on top of that, they have got the Lyra with that, Imperial Sigil that can help them in an extended long team fight, but they're not utilizing fully the amount of sustain they have as compared to the side of Impunity. What Impunity have is the amount of burst, right? They can put out a lot of damage in a short amount of time. So as long it is just similar to that of Baron. When Baron was meta at this point in time, at that point in time, Baron, honestly, as long as it's out-sustain Baron, you can do sustained damage onto Baron, you win the team fights. Very similar, positioning or rather team fights coming out right now, as long as the side of Tifa can just out-sustain.
As the Impel Githian Wall was blocked and Oblivion was used, didn't quite connect on any of the members of Impunity. Their Tradition Dark very aggressive from Spitfire. He wants to go in, wants to fight. Bluxy taking more poke than he is giving out. This could be a good time for Divine Aurora, but now the Drifting Dark is down. There's the Impel, Githian Wall, lovely Crucible from Highest, and Dragon's Breath will shoot. Fountain by Highest, try and keep himself alive, isn't quite enough. War Tread's good, one shot, one kill, and the Impel, not quite needed because Bluxy managed to kill the kill. And as you said, the turret is 1 basic from death, easy secure for that from Kestrel. And this will probably be a sentry and just wait for another fight from Impunity. Goldmine might be worth taking, yeah, it's about 250 gold at this point, and then they're just going to wait for another fight and then secure the Kraken. They're already 10k gold ahead. Some call that the point of no return, and it's going to be a bad team fight from Impunity for Divine Aurora to turn this around, and it can happen if they get a little bit of defense, tank up, and out-sustain them, as you said.
Yeah, but we saw earlier on the amount of poke Spitfire can put out is just so much more as compared to Blue City. I must say, the credits will go over to that of Quattrevore, able to land those impales and very crucial Githian walls. Granted, Haas is doing her bestest or his bestest as a Lyra to try to block out all of those Githian wall coming out from Quattrevore, but all in all, the amount of burst, as long as Quattrevore can just be up front, soak up damage, there is really nothing much Tifa can do. One shot, one kill, lands on Neonsea.
Yeah, Impale does miss, so that's some free damage from Divine, and so did Inexplicably is the front line, and they're going to back off. This is Impunity. They don't fight unless they're in a good position. There's the Bone Sword completed from Defq, fully built apart from boots. He's going to reinfuse for level 12. And now Impunity are happy to fight if they want to. Nice 500 damage onto Lyra. There is the engage. They haven't got a sentry, and that's a good Crucible onto the Oblivion. Spitfire is kiting back extremely well, but there's the Arcane Passion from Lyra, giving Impunity a free pass onto Neonsea, and now Spitfire's going to try and run away. Impel doesn't quite land. Neonsea's trying to dodge, but he walks into both the Glimmer shots, and Spitfire is running towards Kraken. That's not where he wants to go. I suppose he's trying to stop Impunity just from winning. But I think, given where Spitfire has gone, he's going to pick up a quick infusion. He's looking to 1v2. Can he do it? There's going to be the little bit of health, a little bit of energy taken back. He's walking towards the enemy Crystal Sentry, though. That's not a good place to be. Defq with a couple of Glimmer shots gets the ace. This will be a free Kraken for Impunity.
That was so close. I mean, for Spitfire at least to score that 1v2, but honestly, I don't think that was that's in his head at this point in time. He probably just wanted to just stall that ace away from Impunity, but honestly, at this point in time in this game, like you say, some say it is a point of no return. And even if you do try your best to stall that ace, with one man down on Tiva, Impunity can easily just take the Kraken anyways. So Quatavo at this point in time just marching into the base of Divine Aurora. And honestly, I don't see a thing that Divine Aurora can do at this point in time, at least, to try to stop the rain of damage coming out from the side of Impunity.
Looks like we're going to find out. Smart for Impunity to push themselves so that Divine Aurora didn't get free damage on Kraken. Hell, not blocked. Neon towards the base. Nice Crucible onto the Oblivion from Samuel. Defq's just on the back line doing damage onto the turret. Kraken is still full health. Looks like Divine Aurora have to fight or else they're going to lose this game. And lovely Impel and a Gideon wall was blocked. One shot, one kill onto the LC. Finishes the kill. 700 on that one shot. And now Spitfire, they're splitting dark. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Defq wants to get a kill. Will he be able to do it? Basic attacks for the win. And that will be game 1 going to Impunity.
Ha! What a spectacular match. Awesome, perfect match coming out for the side of Impunity. The first game, I mean, what a game to start out and open the week. Impunity really showing who is boss and why, you know, they are the reigning champions of the autumn or rather summer season, as we are into the autumn right now.